Hi, this is Theo. I'm here to talk about Huna and its effects on mental health. Huna is connected with timeline therapy, it's connected with trance, it's connected with even the tarot deck and the archetypes of humanity. This is all about mental health. It's not about anything particularly esoteric. I studied with Dr. Chad James, Uncle George Kate Naopi, and John Kayamakawa in Hawaii for 3 years. I was taught these techniques by them both from the ancient knowledge of Hawaii and how they kept peace in the families, how they kept mental health on the islands, and modernized through NLP, neurolinguistic programming, and how words work for us. The Hawaiians knew how words work. We in the Western world have a little trouble. So just doing these simple exercises help us start to realize our own true selves. Huna, the magic of Hawaii. There are 4 parts that we want to introduce here. The first one is the meditation breath. In Hawaii, there are 4 breaths: air, earth, and fire, and water. I practice water only. The others have their own uses, but in the kind of therapy and the kind of adventure that Ima and I do, the water breath is the most appropriate one. And I'll do one water breath for you now, so you kind of have an idea of how it works. You can go ahead and practice this anytime you want to. In Hawaii, anytime they start a ceremony, they use the ha breath, sometimes extensively, for hours. We do 3 ha breaths with people to start our work. So this is the first demonstration of the ha breath. Ha means water, incidentally. So you inhale through the nose quickly, and you let your breath out slowly 2 times the time of the in-breath, like this. Use the ha sound to bring the water up. My practice is 3 breaths, and at each breath I move the spiritual or metaphysical water up my body and cleans it. The first breath is to my knees. The second breath is to my abdomen. The third breath is to my higher self, something that we'll teach you later in other videos. The second part, and the very important part of Huna, is ho'oponopono. Ho'o, H-O, apostrophe O, means to make. Pono, right. In ho'oponopono, families sit around the breakfast table normally in the morning or in the evening, and everybody gets to say what is affecting them. Ho'oponopono, to make right twice. Dr. James and company have made it more streamlined for the Western traditions and minds. You construct a stage and you put 2 spotlights on it. And this is about your version or idea of some person, the archetype that you hold in your mind of them. So most people start with their parents, and in one spotlight, you bring up your parent. In the other spotlight, you are standing. You put a shield of white light around that person, their representation that's in your mind. This is not about healing them. It's about healing your representation and letting go of all the past ideas that you used to judge them, so you can see them anew. So they're in this white light, and you notice a lot of Akka cords between you and them. An Akka cord is a connection you make every time you talk to somebody, touch something. Everything we work with has Akka cords. The point is to release the Akka cords. So you notice all the Akka cords, and you just sever them from your body, like with your fingers. You're looking out your own eyes as you do this. If they are difficult to sever, you can unplug them, let them go back into this object that you have out there, this representation of somebody in your life that's very important. When all the Akka cords are gone into them and there is no connection, just they're in the white light, let them go off the stage into the darkness. Then bring up the next person that's close to you. Eventually, when you get really good at this, you can bring up people in groups. I have a story about the first time I did this. We did it for several hours. We were in Hawaii in the KO Beach Hotel. I got back to my room that night, and I had 3 telephone calls from the mainland. 3 people called me and said exactly the same words. I feel disconnected. And I realized how important this was. I wasn't all that sure about what we were doing in Huna up to that point. Now I am sure, and I was then. It is extremely powerful. The next step, after you've released these people, is to do Unihipili. When you have a traumatic episode in your life caused by another person, caused by your versions, caused by all kinds of things, fragments are crystallized in your hindbrain, serving you to flight or fight. So you know the next time that you hit that circumstance, you know what to do. Some of those stay stuck in there for a long time, and they don't serve any purpose. Unihipili in Hawaiian, one of the meanings is conscious. We call it symbolic consciousness. Again, something we'll explain in another video. The Unihipilis are lost. There are little fragments in there that are unloved. So the point is to bring them to the light and the love. You envision a tree in the middle of an opening with a forest or jungle around it that's fairly dark. Out there in that forest and jungle are all those little fragments. The higher self knows this. All you have to do is imagine it in your mind, looking through your own eyes, the tree or a pillar of life, whatever you choose, and invite these little fragments to go to the light and become part of the whole again. They will come streaming out of the forest, and they will go right up to the light. First time you do it, there will be many. The second time you do it, there will be fewer. You just keep doing it until you don't see anymore. And then invite one more time them to come to the light. And some more will come out, and they'll go to the light. So thank you for listening and viewing. We offer this service, if you will, through our many classes and courses that we have here at Nana Eki Kumu, Return to the Source. That's what this is all about. You will find it well worthwhile. We have some values elicitation course that's very short, takes about an hour. We do that free of charge because it changes people, and when they leave here, they're a little more focused on who they are. We also use it to introduce to people all the other things we do, but there is no obligation. If you only want to do values, that's fine by us. Please stop by. Please look at the website. Contact Ima. Thank you. Goodbye.